President Trump is well known for tweeting about fake news. But are the sources he calls out, like CNN and the New York Times, not credible news sources?
He has a contentious relationship with the press. A lot of politicians throughout history have been frustrated when they don't feel like the media is telling their story the way they want them to. They want to highlight the good things, and they, want maybe someone else to be responsible for the bad things.
You have CNN News, you have Fox News. I mean, any real news source, these mainstream news sources, they do produce a very biased version of events that are happening, and they're reporting on it in very different ways.
What exactly is fake news? Fake news is information that's not true, presented as a truth, that's trying to trick you. Satire is also not true, but it's designed to entertain you. It's easy to get these two confused. Social media outlets do not have many restrictions or protections against what's posted. With all the scandal of fake news, Unilever, a big advertising company, is threatening to withdraw their ads from Facebook and Google. If they go through with it, the contract will cost both companies millions of dollars. But why?
So the situation with Facebook and Google, obviously as purveyors of information, or people who make the information superhighway what it is, there's a question about how much responsibility they bear. They're saying, this is an important issue to us, Facebook, Google. We want to see what you're doing to encourage responsible news consumership, rather than, we're just going to make this platform available for anybody to trick anybody with anything.
So many people have the ability to produce their opinions, and they can do so in such a way that it sounds legitimate, and maybe their platform makes it look legitimate.
So how do we spot it? Number 1, consider the source. Is it mainstream or not? Number 2, check a variety of news sources. Number 3, consider the author. Are they credible or do they have a bias? Number 4, read skeptically. Don't believe the first thing that you read.
That is on us, the people, to do a better job of distinguishing between fact and opinion.
It's typically adults who listen to and watch the news, so why should this generation even care?
Because it's better than finding out what Kim Kardashian did or that Fergie messed up the national anthem. It's a lot more important than a lot of the things we fill our time with. And I think that's one thing that this generation's kind of doing, is finding ways to fill their time. And social media can be good and it can be bad, depending on how much time you focus on it and spend on it and what you're doing with it.
Fake news is a big deal because you're constructing a reality with the information that you're consuming. And if you're constructing your reality with information that's not true, then you end up with a skewed version of what the world looks like and what your community is and what your government looks like. And it's very dangerous, and your generation should care, because you guys are the ones who are going to be making the decisions about what we should do about it. And if you're making decisions based on bad information, then there's no way that the choices you could make are the right ones.
Considering how prevalent social media is, we need to be able to recognize fake news. First of all, don't believe everything you read, see, or hear. Investigate your sources and think critically about author or reader bias.